guys. George has something to tell you. Yeah, that's right. George is a girl, and Abe is a boy. Which means George is gonna have to be... Can you not eat my phone? They're a couple. I was hoping it would be like George and maybe Martha Washington, you know, maybe something like that. That would be nice. But no. George is a girl. George. I guess we're gonna have to rename her to Georgie. I don't know what to do with this. Stop eating my phone! I don't know. I really don't know what to do with him. He's just big dumb. But I like George. I mean, I'm keeping them. I'm not getting rid of them. It's just... Okay, Abe is being very protective. But I wasn't expecting this. I was thinking... That's a mosquito. I was thinking that maybe, you know, George would be... I don't know, a boy. So yeah, I don't know what to do now. I can't let her hatch them out, because it's not really the right time of year to do that. And even if I did go and put them in the incubator, it just wouldn't be the right time to be doing stuff like that. So yeah, life update. We're going to have baby brown Chinese geese at least some point here on the farm. Whether it's going to have to be next year, because I'm not letting her hatch these out, but she made this nest. Look at this. She just made this nest, and I found her back here, and I can't believe it. That totally floors me. I was thinking it was the other way around, but then I knew they were different. So with geese, apparently, this is just me doing some Googling research. You can't really tell with geese. It's like the same with a lot of birds, I guess. They just are the same exact color. They're the same color. All I know the difference is that he was really clumsy, really dumb, but he was really high-pitched. Like, if you listen to him, you can hear he's got a really high-pitched squeal. But George, that wasn't George, that was Abe. So they're both really nice. They're not territorial or like nasty or anything. But there's definitely some different tendencies with these geese. So this is a boy, I guess. And I guess the way you sex geese is you can tell by their honk. So like I showed you, high pitch. See how it's up? It's just a very high squeal. They're also apparently predominantly bigger heads, bigger abdomens. It's just a larger bird. Now, I couldn't really tell that. The only thing I could tell with him was that he had the high-pitched squeal, and he also just was clumsy, just really clumsy. He shook his neck a lot, which was kind of like a territorial thing, kind of like back off, watch out. But they're never aggressive. Whereas Georgie or Georgette or whatever, George is actually really a lot sweeter of a goose. Like, look at this, see? Like, if I move my foot, like, you can see his neck kind of shakes a little bit. But, yeah. But then also clumsy. But George over here, George is just a sweetheart who doesn't do anything to anybody. Hi. But you can tell the difference in the honks. Deeper, more, which I think you guys have heard me talk to George before. Just all in all, very sweet goose. I really like this goose. Smaller, I guess, in size, but a lot more able to do things. Abe can't fly for the life of him. He'll hop up and try to get across the yard, but he can't fly like George can. George is there. So I'm guessing this is just because it's a smaller build. Whereas with Abe, he's just thick. Are you big fat? Are you big fat? You see his little neck shake. You big fat. You're a father. How do you feel? I don't know. But I handled these eggs. I don't know how long they've been out here. It's been cold, so I know they're not going to do anything, at least right now. But maybe sometime next spring, we'll take some eggs if they lay them. We'll let them keep them, or we'll put them in the incubator. But for right now, I can't really leave these out here anyway. They won't sit on them overnight, because all they'll do is go and they'll go back to their coop tonight. It'll be too cold, and they'll leave these out. They've done that for probably the past 2 nights, because if there's only one female here, then that means there's 3 eggs. As you guys can see, there's 3 eggs under her. Which to me is like, that means for the past like 3 days she's been laying eggs, which means for the past 3 nights they've been going to bed, which also means that they've been out in the cold. So I don't know. I guess the plan is, this is just funny to me. We just found this. I just think it's the neatest thing. I was not expecting it to be a male and a female, but that kind of works out, because I really would like to hatch out more and try to sell them in the spring. So we'll see what happens, but not going to be keeping these ones, because I really don't think they're fertile, but they're still young. They're gonna have babies, I guess. I wasn't expecting that. But so the goose series continues. I came out today. This would be, I don't even know if you count every day an egg is laid, this would be day 4, but this is day 2 of me finding that my goose laid eggs. So this is where the nest was, behind our furnace. I moved it because I'm finding that they're not really laying on them too much. Plus, it's about to get really, really cold. And so I want to be able to monitor the eggs. And I know my geese trust me enough to the point where I could move this. I literally sat next to the goose, pet her, everything, and they weren't really bothered. Abe is always like that, so he's just always a little bit more aggressive. So I moved it into the chicken coop, and we'll see how they react, because I'm more worried about them being aggressive towards the chickens, not necessarily towards me. So I took them and I put them in the corner of the chicken coop. Now I might move that over to behind the door. I'm not totally sure yet. But she did come in. I brought her in, her and Abe, and I set her in here on the nest, and she took them and sat on them immediately. She knows they're here. We'll come check on her tonight, make sure that these eggs are still, maybe she'll be sitting on them, maybe she won't, I don't know, but I want to get an established nest, so I want her to lay in here. Here's the plan. So because I know that she hasn't been sitting on these, every night we put them into bed, and I know she's not out there, she's not sitting on them, it gets cold. Anything that was alive in here is no longer. I candled these, I didn't see anything. So I'm gonna still leave them here. We're gonna see what happens, but I'm going to write an X on all 4 of these eggs, because she did lay another one. I think this is today's egg, and you can see it's like a lot bigger. I can't tell if this is like a normal sized goose egg, or if this is just like a fart egg, like it's just like her first time, and then they just get progressively bigger. This feels more accurate, like a goose egg, but I don't know. I've seen chicken eggs this big. Is this what a goose egg looks like? Let me know if you have geese. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna write an X on all 4 of these, and the plan is I want to get her to lay eggs in here. She already accepted the nest. She came in, her and Abe checked it out. She sat on it. She knew they were hers. They've already accepted it as theirs. My goal and intention is for them to actually lay eggs in here, and every day that I find a new egg, I'll pull it and I'll put it in the incubator, because I really don't trust her to have a nest. I just don't think she's going to really monitor it very well. And I'd like to get at least like 1 or 2 babies. I just think that would be really, really cool. So we'll see. I need to do some research on incubating geese eggs as well, because I've never done that before. But I want to make sure she has an established nesting area, because I really don't want it to be out there in the weeds behind the furnace. That's not something I would particularly care for. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, we're going to pull all these eggs, and we're going to write on them. This is so huge. Oh my gosh. And maybe over the next week we'll see what happens. I might end up just pulling these and tossing them, because they're going to go bad at some point. Just little by little, every day we get more eggs, I'll toss out these older ones, and we'll see what happens. I've never had a goose, let alone a goose pair. I just think that's so cool. We're gonna have goslings. Like, that's so awesome. I was not expecting this, but here we are, and it's so cool. So let's write on these eggs, and I don't know. this is intriguing. I wanted to give you guys an update because I can't even. This is just so cool. Oh my gosh. So we have our Sharpie. First egg, we're just gonna go ahead and write an X on it. That way we know that these are all not good. They're for first eggs. There's nothing. Like this one's really tiny compared to this one. Look at this. Oh my gosh. This one's just massive. We're gonna do a big X on it. This is just huge. So there we go. We have 4 goose eggs in the corner. We'll see what she does with them. I'm really intrigued. This is so cool. I'm so happy I got a female. That's awesome. Even then, if she starts laying them in here, it's gonna be more convenient for me to gather them. So I have to get her into an established nesting pattern. She has to lay them here. That way I can pull the eggs, because even if we don't hatch them, we can go ahead and eat them. So, yeah. This is where her new nesting spot's gonna be. Stay tuned, guys. We might have goslings here on the farm. So yeah, I figured I'd give you guys an update because this is really big. It's big for me, but even then, this is just another really cool thing that's happening here on the farm. We're really excited about it. I'm intrigued to see what happens. It's so cool. Oh my gosh. So stay tuned, guys. We might have goslings here come spring. We'll see what happens. But that's all for today. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one.